Yeah. We're coming to you live from Hack Shack Studios. RT Bear here. 40 years in this wacky industry that we know and love, which is called comic books. Comic books. And you betcha every one of these bros that I'm about to announce and bring in love this industry more than life itself, especially Andy Smith. Andy Smith told me, he's like, I love comics more than anything else. Even chocolate cake, he said. He didn't say anything like that. I'm just making stuff up. Well, yeah, we got a great show for you guys tonight. And we are going to do Taboo Comics, like kind of edgier stuff, things that you don't really like. Hey, have you seen this comic? I wanted to call it Guilty Pleasures, but Guilty Pleasures is kind of like something that you like that you don't think anybody else will like. But I don't think this really applies. I think this is more actual taboo. So we're going to get racy here. We're going to show you a bunch of books that not a lot of people talk about, and we might get some insight on some of the bros, like their darker tastes in comic books and entertainment. So let me see. We got a full house here, man. Look at this. We got Joe, hail professionals. Hell yeah. We got Randy Howell. Hey, bros. What do you know? I know not a lot. H is for heretic. I think that's the right kind of place because we're going to get edgy. We're going to get edgy with this show. Art is that code for smoking fatties. Blowing fatties, smoking fatties. Yeah. You got it. There's probably going to be a lot of that conversation. We old men are often late. I'd be late for my own funeral, as they say. Joe Bernardo, what's up, man? I used your artwork for the professionals as the little post for this shindig. We got Gnomski, the Gnomski, BROFESSIONALS. My brother used to talk like that. It made me want to punch him. Hey, brah. 6 Ways to Someday. One of these, you got to put out that as a book. 6 Ways to Someday. It sounds like a title. Were there a show last week? Missed it. Oh no, we didn't do a show last week. It was Valentine's, and these guys didn't want to get mushy on a live stream. They all get very emotional around Valentine's Day. Repair Jack, MD Bonner, or is that Boner? Yes. Listen to Randy. He knows what he's talking about. Hell Comics Gate, past Master Dan wouldn't be a party without the master of the Dan, Marcus. Killer Guru is here. Hell Art, your hair looks better today. Oh my gosh, I did a live stream with Ethan. We were drawing late last night, and I had my just crazy street guy hair. It was a sight to be seen. Lone Star Viper, salutations. Oh man, we got Smokey, and here I am thinking edgy is double impact stuff. Oh shit. No, we got some good stuff for you. We got some good stuff. Berserk, the great, what is that? The Berserky, Brett Zerky. Salute chat, salute Art and the bros. I think we covered everybody. So without further ado, let's get some really, really creative people in here to show some of their taboo, their other side, the darker side, the side that you don't get to see. First guy I'm going to introduce is he's the first man. He's always the first man in, and he's never the last man. And major talent. Penciler, inker, and major professional. Let's get Andy Smith in here.
Hello.
What is up? Hello.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Let's get taboo.
Taboner.
Ooh, taboner. I got a taboner.
You always have the best attitude, man. I love it. I'm not that crazy. I'm not that crazy about boners. But this guy might be Mr. Fragaboom, Mr. Pineapple Perception himself, artist extraordinaire. What is up, my friend?
Hello.
You're a little low key.
No, I'm high key, bro. I just had some coffee.
I just had some coffee.
In my giant Winnie the Pooh cup. Look how big this thing is. It's almost as big as my head.
It looks like it's empty. Yeah, so I
finished it. It had mushrooms in it, but not those kind.
Nice.
I've been sober. I haven't drank in 52 days. I haven't smoked in 10.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Crazy town.
I feel
bad.
Are
you doing the carnivore diet? Are you still on that? Like
yes,
all of us?
I am.
Are the pounds melting off?
They are. In fact, New Year's I was 250. I'm 228 right now.
Damn.
So,
wow.
Yeah. I'm on my way. I'm aiming for 195, but I'm in the gym at 5:15 every morning, Monday through Friday.
Nice.
So putting in work, man.
Well, people are saying that you got the Kelsey Shannon beard going there.
Yeah,
so.
I haven't shaved. I'm not going to shave until I hit my goal. You know. So
I just cleaned up, man. I actually trimmed it off the sides there.
Whoa, put those down, Dan. We can't show guns on stream. Stop it. Yeah. You're going to get his
Graham
channel
Nolan,
blocked.
man. Graham Nolan's got me hooked.
Oh, Graham's got everybody hooked, man.
I mean, on that fitness, man.
Yeah. Well, let's get this guy in here. He's the man called Lopez.
He's our favorite Latino.
Oh yeah. He's got the big booty to prove it. So let's get Aaron Lepresti in. He's Wraithy, he's Gotti, and he's going to entertain you for the next 2 hours.
Is this cultural appropriation? I wonder.
Going down to Home Depot, I see Aaron standing outside with the rest of them looking for a day job.
Jumping in a flatbed.
I'm like, I got $10. Do some drywall.
I don't know what you're talking.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh,
that seems incredibly insensitive. I would never be a party to such things.
You would never take jobs away?
No.
No way, Jose.
Although I don't know, you never know what the future holds. I might be a Walmart greeter before you know it. You just never know.
Since I know Tucci's not going to be here tonight, so.
Ooh, look at that.
Billy sent you the bell. You're the keeper of the bell.
I am the bell keeper.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking over and I'm seeing Graham, and he's got the grump face. He's like, when are you going to let me in? And we're going to let you in now, Graham, because we don't have a show without Mr. Graham Nolan. How you doing, brother?
Hey, I'll tell you what. I want royalties from the beef industry. That's all I got to say. Is I've got all these guys ordering ribeyes and eating all this steak. I want royalty.
Let me be clear. I eat eggs. I eat beef. I eat chicken. Yeah. I eat salmon. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll
throw some asparagus and
cheese.
In there too.
Cheese
and garlic.
Yeah.
Garlic.
Get some heavy cream in your coffee too.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I get my heavy cream in my coffee in the morning.
Is that your dairy? Is that how you get your dairy?
Yeah, I did. No, that's how it's just another fat that I add to the mix on top of the bacon and the eggs and.
So all that stuff,
intuitive, believe me, but it is.
Yeah,
not.
All that stuff about the cholesterol and all that shit. Graham is putting all those misnomers to bed.
Yep, absolutely.
Hey, I've lost 12 pounds. I've lost 12 pounds doing it. So
good for you.
Oh, shit.
Nice,
awesome. Ethan told me Ethan's lost 32 pounds.
Wow.
Eating carnivore. Dan, you've lost. What'd you say?
I've lost 32 as well.
32? Yep.
Yeah, I'm down to 228. Well, I haven't weighed myself in a few days, but the last time was 228, down from 250.
Nice.
How about you, Andy? Have you lost any weight at all?
Well, yeah, but I'm not really trying to lose weight, so I'm staying steady around 175, 176.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I'm not losing weight either. I'm pretty much at about 185, something like that.
But you're a machine, man. Anybody that saw that colorized photo of you where it looked like you were holding your leg up, but it was your arm.
What was it? It was Lou Ferrigno that had like biceps the size of most people's legs, right? Was that his claim to fame?
He was 6'5". He was a big guy.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
most of those bodybuilders are not that tall. You know, Arnold.
Well, I think we need to clarify that he said he was 6'5", just like Arnold said he was 6'2". But I have stood next to the giant known as Lou Ferrigno, and I would say
yes, but you're standing next to old beat up.
You know what?
That's true.
I stood next to the Rob Liefeld's agent, or his agency and Arnold's agency were the same during the True Lies period, and we went to the True Lies premiere, and I got to meet and shake Arnold's hand.
Yeah,
I'm 6'2". Arnold came up to my eyebrow. There's no way he's 6'2" at all.
He's like 5'11" or something, and
Yeah.
Ferrigno's probably. I don't think Ferrigno's 6'5" either, but you know everybody lies. It's just the way it is, man. It's all.
He's just a big guy, but he's not a tall guy.
Yeah,
I met Arnold in 1982 when he was training for Conan the Destroyer. So he was lean down, he was really tight, and I actually got him to sign my Frazetta Conan book.
Did you really?
That's awesome.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
yeah. And I stood right next to him as he's signing it, and my buddy's just standing there, and I got my hand like next to his bicep, like this, like marking it with my middle finger, and I'm like this. Look at this. Totally geeked out, you know. But he looked about 6'2" at that time.
That's because you're not 6'2". I am 6'2".
Yeah, he's stumped. Graham looks like he's just stumped.
That's because
He's frozen. There he is.
he was frozen at the exact moment. That was great.
Yeah, when I met Graham, he was like, "Aaron, are you 6'10"? I went, "No, just 6'2", Graham, just 6'2".
6'10".
6'10".
Are you 6'10"?
6'13".
He can't defend himself because he's frozen.
Yeah. I had to change my Wi-Fi.
They say, yeah, you're fine now.
Oh, what happened? What did you guys say?
Nothing.
I don't think Lou is 6'5" either. I
compliments.
mean, I met Lou before. He doesn't seem like he's 6'5".
Lou's not that tall. I'm not a tall guy.
Well, he's not now. I mean, he's had
next
his
to
hips
Lou.
replaced and all that.
Yeah.
You know?
One time I rapped to him.
Yeah.
I freestyle rapped to him in San Diego, and my buddies were like, you know, he's
Poor Graham.
deaf, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. Like,
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I just thought he talked it with an accent.
I just like, if you ever want to piss him
Talk
off,
with
just
the
take
deaf
a
accent.
just take a photo of him and don't pay him for it.
Oh, dude.
Flip the fuck out, man.
Yeah. And he'll kick you out of limousines or like not
That's
let
right.
you have rides.
Not that I would know anything about that.
Right?
No.
Lou is a freaking asshole.
Right.
I don't care anymore, man.
And you know what he says about you are? You're an asshole.
Oh, damn it, you beat me to it.
Terrible, Graham.
How is you back on me, asshole? Fuck that, your guy. I will kick that anchor ass.
Terrible.
YouTube's coming for us right now. The YouTube cops are coming after us, man.
No, Kyle Ritter is coming for us, guys.
Yeah, come on now.
You know?
Oh, Kyle can't hear us.
Oh my gosh, just double down. Just keep
Lord
doubling
forgive
down,
us. Lord forgive us.
man. Lord of the mutes.
I don't feel as bad when the guy is a known dick.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true. That's why, you know, like I don't mind making fun of Glenn Danzig all day.
Exactly.
Every day,
Right.
You know?
And he's the opposite. What is he, 5'3"?
Yeah, he's
On
he
a
is
step stool.
Yeah, he's a short little dude.
I told him, feel free, get on a ladder, beat my knees.
punch you right in the kneecap.
You can kiss my ass, Danzig. Now get on that step stool and do it.
Get on your tippy toes and kiss my ass.
Get on your tippy toes.
Man, we're feisty today.
We got dark.
Paint yourself blue and be an Oompa Loompa, Danzig. Now shut up.
You're just going nuts.
The Oompa Loompas are getting edited right now.
That's true.
Yeah, the Oompa Loompas are getting edited right now by the
but everybody, it's been 15 minutes of watching the professionals, and we're going to talk about Taboo Comics, right? That's the idea.
Indeed.
Oh, crazy. What is a Taboo comic?
Okay,
Carl
Barks. Oh, go ahead. What, Graham?
Carl Barks.
Now.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Casper.
Hot stuff. Hot stuff is edgy.
Yep.
Roald Dahl. Did you see that they're taking the Roald Dahl books and taking out Fat, Ugly, Crazy?
Yeah, we just talked about it on
we did a show
Kings last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
And it's incredible.
Yeah,
the National Review did an article today, and they took classic literature and they rewrote it as if these
SJWs.
What were they called? The
sensitive, not the sensitivity.
Oh, sensitivity.
It was, I think it was a sensitivity.
It was a sensitivity and inclusive something.
Yeah, as if they wrote it. So like Moby Dick was written, and it was Moby. When they called him the white whale, they called him the pale whale, and he was Moby the sea mammal.
That's great.
Sensitivity readers, thank you, Fritzy Schnitzel.
It's nuts, but yeah. So like just comic books that they used to sell behind the beaded curtain, at comic shops, those type of things, or comic books before there was a rating system would have probably got an R or a hard,
so everything EC pre-54
could be, could be things that were too hot for polite society, I guess. But
Fritz
we don't have
cat.
Fritz the cat. I got some deep dives to put in there, but I'm interested to see what everybody's level of the dark side is. Take a walk on the wild side. Yeah, exactly. And some of the stuff that I absolutely enjoyed, and I forgot how much I enjoyed it until I started digging. Like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember this. So let's get Andy in, and Andy can illustrate what Andy Smith thinks is a taboo comic.
All right. First and foremost, little Sally Forth by Wally Wood. The complete Sally Forth.
That's good stuff, man.
Am I allowed to show this? Because I'm going to.
No.
Hang on.
Show it again.
Look out.
Oh, show it again. Okay.
Why did the guy in the blue cape turn around?
I know, he's facing the wrong way. But this is the complete stuff, man. Now, I haven't read this in years. When you brought up the topic, I had to go to my bookshelf to dig it out.
What's it called? The complete Sally Forth?
Yeah, here.
Show those interiors again.
On Amazon already.
Yeah, but they don't. It's not on here. That's weird. No.
Well, this is old. I mean, this came out. Shit. Let's see.
This looks like it's going to be an eBay thing because it's not showing up on Amazon.
You know why? It's too taboo.
Oh, this came out in '98. So
that's not that long ago.
No.
Yeah, only 30 years.
I mean, just look at that though. I mean, Wally Wood is just.
I love Wally Wood. That's the thing, man.
That's a lot of type you're showing us, Andy.
No, not right there. It's not.
Well, not right there, but is that the best page you could show us?
No. There's I just happened to. I mean,
There we go. Okay.
Dude, there's not even any on. There it. Oh God.
Oh God.
This is peak. I mean, no pun intended. This is peak Wally Wood.
Yes,
there is one on eBay for $905.
Get out of here.
You better take care of that book, Andy.
I know, right? I need to take care of this. Holy crap. I will sell this to you for $899.
It's cool, man. It's cool. I'm good.
It's cool. I don't want it that bad.
So it's amazing. I've actually found other books of mine that I had no idea were worth money. Then I looked them up, and I'm like, holy crap! So, yeah, I mean, without going page by page on this, I mean, he does do nice.
Hold
He
on.
juxtaposes it with, where's that cartoony dude? Oh yeah, right there.
He's just so
Look
good.
at that dog. I mean, look how nice that dog is, and you got that cartoony dude right in the foreground.
Wow. What year was this that it originally came out?
73, 70. 1970 to 73.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
it's interesting when you look at that stuff. It's like you see all the Woodisms, you see all the great mechanical stuff, and that he was over for when he was doing the EC stuff.
Oh, maybe I'm spelling it wrong.
And then you see the cartoony characters, like that little private who had his head in between her boobs, like a goofball-looking type character. But what's missing from that particular period of his versus what he was doing when he was doing for Mad Magazine is the energy of the layouts, which all came from Harvey Kurtzman.
Right.
All those layouts.
Well, let me get this and
Mad.
save that page, Andy. Save that page.
Okay.
I want to see it with the zip.
The way it's spelled.
Thank you so much, Mr. Howell, with Mr. Randy Howell for the $5 super chat. Oompa Loompa Doompity Doo.
You gotta sing it.
Oompa
Loompa
Doopity
Doo.
I've got a YouTube strike for you. I like it.
Did you
Show
notice
that image again. Wait. There's too much going on.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh, look at the zipatone on there.
Right.
You know what I noticed though? They spell the word complete different.
Yeah, they spelled it. Yeah.
Is
Did
it
you-
weird?
So did you find it?
Compleat. Yeah, but it's unavailable on Amazon still. But that's weird that it's spelled like that.
Yeah.
I know, Sark. I know.
Get it together, Fraga.
That's what my kids say.
That looks gorgeous. And so that little character, that little looks like a Fraggle. Is that where that came from? Because I've always seen that in like Wally's work. Did it come from those stories?
Could have been.
Kind of looks
I think
like
Wally Wood was really good at humor drawings, but like Graham said, the stuff he did for Mad was all laid out by Kurtzman. But just the actual drawings itself, I always liked his, the humor stuff he did for Mad, the exaggeration, things like that. And in Sally Forth, you're getting combination of Hot Babes and the cartoon stuff. He's like combining all of his elements,
Yeah.
And like Graham had pointed out, like the tech backgrounds that we were so used to seeing and the sci-fi stuff he did for EC. And so, if you can handle the nudie, there's plenty of stuff to look at.
Handle the nudie? Who can't
Yeah.
handle the nudie?
You guys are like comic historians, so I'm always interested in stuff like this. Is like, where was that first like dynamic forged? Like where there was like the hot nude chick and then like the cute puppy, or you know what I mean, kind of thing, or like what's that?
I would say, well, you'd either see it probably in Mad Magazine, but you wouldn't have seen it, with nudity. Possibly, you're talking about
Playboy.
basically kind of like what Frank Cho does too. He has the hot babe, and then he has the cartoon character. What's that strip that Frank does?
Liberty Meadows.
Yeah, Liberty Meadows, where you've got the babe that's basically this hot human, everything regular.
Yeah.
Well, Mandy's cartoony though. She's like a Disney girl that's kind of saucy.
I know, but this started in Playboy, right? Like
That's what
Mandy.
I was gonna say. The first time I remember encountering this kind of thing was like Little Fanny Annie,
Yeah.
and those
Little
sort of
Annie's fanny.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but are you talking about the combination of using a real life, or not a real life, but a realistic drawing of the female figure of the characters, combining it with cartoons, or are you just talking about just the cartoony representation of a sexy chick?
Just kind of like the sexy chick with like a cute animal, or like that one that Andy was showing where there was that that weird kid with the big head, like resting his head between her bosoms and stuff like that. So I was just wondering, like, who kind of started
Probably
that?
goes back to the 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, is my guess. The sexy girl and the animal.
Yeah, and Kniff. Well, I don't know about the animal, but like when you got me on the Kniff kick, Graham, I ended up getting Mail Call, which was made for our boys overseas, and it was kind of saucy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about who did the Hillbilly comic? Just went right out
Lil
of
Abner?
Frazetta did.
Oh, Little
Yeah,
Abner.
Little
Abner.
Yeah, Little
Outcast.
Abner. You had some of that element in there as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
Sure.
it's funny because it's a trope, like a cartooning trope, and it's been around probably, like Graham said, since the 20s. And there's also the kid and his robot. Like there's like these really cool, like, action adventure or comic book tropes, and I always think it's interesting.
A Buzz Sawyer cartoon that had Christy, Buzz's wife. She was really cute, and they got a puppy, and images of her, in her little dress and stuff, and the puppy running around. So there's definitely, and that was like early 40s.
Well, there's even the Coppertone ad. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
Well, I wonder, the funny thing is, most cartoonists and illustrators were men, right? So no matter what they were drawing, if you had to draw a cute girl or you try to draw a woman in there, you'd always want the girl to look really, really great, and then then you'd cartoon up everything else, But the woman had to be, a sex symbol. And
those Tijuana Bibles, that I don't have the nerve to show that shit on a live stream, man. That's some pretty it can be pretty raw.
Flashbacks to the Donkey Show.
The Donkey Show. So we have a Al Cap. Arcrum might be rearing his ugly head on this live stream. But I don't think that stuff was cute. I think that stuff was pretty raunchy.
It's so interesting. Look at that. If that's true, they're trying to cancel Robert Crumb. I mean, that was the whole purpose of Crumb. They were doing underground comics to be subversive. You know what I mean? So now they're canceling because they're being subversive. It's like that's the whole point.
That's why they were called underground. Yeah, that's why they were called underground. Oh no! Well, let's not say it again. We can write it. We just can't.
I love Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong's awesome. I played Donkey Kong a lot.
Donkey Kong till dawn. What do you got for us, Daniel Fraga?
Let me present my screen, and I will then read a little bit of stuff regarding it. This was Howard Chaykin's Black Kiss.
Are you ready?
No.
Yeah, it was the first time as a kid that I'd ever heard of like a naughty comic, and
it was in a plastic bag when it came out.
Yeah, exactly. This was 88, so I was like 15 years old or so, it was a taboo comic. In fact, I didn't even know why it was taboo for the longest time. And then I will read to you plot synopsis really quick so you guys can understand why. Because I'll read from the Wikipedia page. Black Kiss became one of the most controversial North American comics of the late 1980s due to the comic having some sort of explicit scenes of sex and violence unseen in most comics published at the time. Hello, son.
I did.
Hey, thanks. Good timing. Anyway.
I know.
Good timing.
Yeah.
The 12-issue series was written and drawn by Howard Chaykin, author of the American Flag series, which often hint at the sort of sexual content which Black Kiss showed in detail. In fact, Vortex Comics' usual printer refused to print the book due to its content. And its content included this. Here's a plot synopsis here. The series set in Los Angeles in the 1980s and opens with, "Son, you need to step off. I'm doing the hump. The Humpty Dance, do your chance, do the hump." Okay, the series is set in Los Angeles in the 1980s and opens with Dagmar Lane, a transsexual prostitute and former lover of the 50s film star Beverly Grove, searching for a real film taken from the Vatican's collection of pornography. The reel has been sent to Father Frank Murtaugh by his brother, who is a cardinal in the Vatican. Lane tries to grab the reel from Father Murtaugh, but the reel is stolen by a nun. So it's got Catholicism. It's got prostitution. It's got
written by
pornography.
an atheist Jew.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got
This is Howard Chaykin at his finest.
It's got transsexual sex. It's very taboo. Let me just put it straight up. I have never read it myself, but I just remember as a kid when they got it in, they're like, "Oh no, you can't even see that." I'm like, "What? Why? Oh no!" And it's like, "What is it?" It's like, oh, like the true sense of taboo.
Who was the publisher?
Vortex.
Vortex?
I believe so.
Oh.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it was. I remember Howard gave me, the series, and I was just starting to date Pamela at the time, and I had him in the studio. And so, like sometimes you're just working, and your girlfriend or whatever will just like, oh, I'll just pick this up and start reading it. And
Yeah,
she's
it
like,
happened to be
what
that.
the hell is this?
Yeah. So that would be my first go at what I think is a taboo comic. And before we got on air, you had reminded me of some stuff that I do recall seeing in those times because my older brother managed to scoop some up. But I digress. What does our resident Latino have for us today?
The man
Well,
called
it's going to
Lopez.
ruin my Goody Two Shoes reputation.
I was saying, watch
Maybe-
Aaron pull the dirtiest stuff ever. We'll all be like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god!"
Listen,
I have to
guys,
say
it's a
that
variant that
anything that I
comes
was
in a dildo.
exposed to that I'm going to show tonight is stuff that I saw like 25 years ago or earlier. How many times around are we going here, Art? Because I need.
I'm thinking 2 or 3, like the normal. So we'll see. Definitely 2 times around. If we have time, we can do 3. So I'd say use your best up front.
Okay, well, I'm going to do this real quick. This isn't my, but I want to show this real quick because it was something you're talking about older books, and just share that real quick. Art.
I have to read this. If it's not transsexual sex, it doesn't make it kindergarten reading in 2023. Good call. Yeah. Oh,
That's
shit.
right.
Look at this. All right. You want me to pull it up?
No.
Yeah, just go ahead and show this real quick. Now this was 1949, I think, 48 or 49.
Mhm.
This was actually taken off this was a paperback cover, and then they turned it into a comic.
Oh my god!
This is pre-code. So this is what the kids were buying off the rack.
Oh man, I would have scooped that up. That is.
I like the tagline. The tagline: the graphic story of boys and girls running wild in the violent-ridden slums of today.
Yeah. This is a story of youth gone wrong.
You've gone wrong.
Oh,
Man.
It's slabbed for its protection.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that
Well,
girl's
hey,
done
if you
some
could-
hard living.
Let's read that as a sensitivity reader.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
shit!
The story of youth gone wrong and of the penalty hundreds of girls have to pay because you have to take out pretty. But
That's
they
right.
allow
They're not
themselves
pretty.
to fall to
Fall victim.
unlikable men.
Yeah.
Straight white men.
Yeah.
Of this sensation.
Oh wait! It
crazed
says
society.
either hidden pitfalls of the sensational. What is that? Sensation crazed society.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It
Well, you
fits
know
in
what?
perfect.
The SJWs are going to save us from this shit. Never again.
That's
No
right.
reform schoolgirls.
Well, no, it would be
ever.
okay if this was a guy dressed up as a girl. Then it would be okay.
Right.
But
That's
since it's just a
true.
woman being sexy, it's not okay.
Yeah, but
Did
she's got a cigarette in her mouth, and they cannot abide by that.
Did
Oh, wow.
I show you guys?
The owner of
that-
this slabbed that book because he couldn't get the pages apart anyway.
That's why it's an
I was going to say, if
8.0.
you could find an 8.0 of that
Yeah,
book
it says
any place, that's remarkable.
But guess what? It says white pages, which is weird. You know?
Yeah, you can't.
That's
right.
can't do that.
So Craig Welter, Craig Welter says, I got to be honest, when I first got into comic books as a 13-year-old, I'd buy whatever the hottest women with the skimpiest, most torn costumes, which made me remember, I think I told you guys about this. I bought the Essential X-Men, the one with the burn stuff. And it when they go to Savage Land, and I had to write the guy on eBay because like all of the Storm stuff had ballpoint pins someone scribbled out over the breasts and the loincloth areas, like somebody's mother, or you can't read these comics, I swear, Mom, I'll fix it.
I had the opposite of that. I had the Jack Ham book. My dad had it, so I inherited it, and that was one of my first anatomy books.
Yeah.
And my little brother, because there's nude women drawings and stuff. Yeah. He took a ballpoint pin and just kind of accentuated all the lady parts.
He went the opposite direction.
I remember my grandpa had figure drawing for all of its worth, Loomis book. And I remember because he could draw a beautiful woman, and he drew them, nude. And I remember kind of feeling like, being like 9 and going, I feel funny, like this is nice.
I like this.
I like this. I don't know what it is.
And if my brother would have drawn over a Loomis book, oh my gosh, I'd kill him. Those things are worth money now.
Oh yeah,
I have a first printings.
I
have a first print. My grandfather gave me all his, and they're all first prints.
Oh my gosh, those are
wow.
Yeah.
All right, here's my real entry.
Okay. Here we go. Shit, Bill Ray.
This showed up when I was at the studio in the 90s here in Portland, Studiosaurus. I don't know who brought that in, but I say this only because this is the funniest freaking comic book I ever read in my life. It's incredibly inappropriate. In fact, when Dark Horse tried to send this to distributors, or pardon me, retailers in Canada, it got held up at the border. Wow. It is, it's like someone told Bill Ray, it's like, hey, do whatever you want, we don't care. Oh my gosh.
He is
this is another story where my wife found these things. Like Bill came over to the house in Corona when I lived in California, and he brought this book. He's like, yeah, you might be interested in this art. And he just set it on the coffee table, right? And then, he left. And then the next day, my wife comes in and she slaps it down on the studio table. And she's like, what the hell is this?
Did she read it, though, or just look at the pictures? Because it is freaking hilarious.
I think she just looked at the pictures because that's all if you want to be offended, you can get offended by this thing pretty quickly.
Yeah, very easily. But holy crap, I got to give him credit. It was real. It was hilarious. And then we got the second issue in, and it was like he did everything Taboo he could do in the first issue. So the second issue was like, it felt like he was trying too hard, and it just kind of got gross, and it wasn't really funny. Where this first issue was just,
it's borderline genius. It's
great.
Like inspired. Yeah, it's almost inspired.
Yeah, the first issue is the funniest thing I've ever read in my life. It's one of the most inappropriate things I've ever read in my life, but it is one of the funniest.
Bill's a fun guy. When he used to invite me out, he's a painter now. Like he paints what do you call it? Landscape stuff.
He's incredible.
He's really, really good. And so he used to invite me out, and we used to just I would draw and he would paint. But he wouldn't go to like beautiful landscapes, right? He'd go to some oil spill, lake, or he'd go to a train station that's been blown up, in some war. It was always just the weirdest, darkest stuff. And he would just sit there and paint it just like it was a beautiful landscape.
So he's in Ohio right now, is what you're saying?
He might have had something to do with that train.
No, he's painting there.
Oh, he's painting it, yeah.
He's great. I'm friends with him on Facebook. I met him for the first time. There was this a book by Greg Preston called The Artist Within, where this amazing photographer went around taking pictures of artists in their natural habitat, their studios, and I was fortunate enough to be in the second one with Drew Struzan and Bill Ray and lot of other guys, and we did this sort of group signing at CTN. And
You got in that book? I know
I'm
him.
in the
I'm
book.
like, why didn't you ever put me in there? I was so mad.
I'm in the book.
Not
I
really.
know. Why is
Oh, good for
Dan
you.
Frega in that book? You know,
You're in the
heck?
book, dude. Good
Yeah.
for you.
But I met him, and I mean, I knew his work from like Ren and Stimpy. I knew him as like the guy who did all the beautiful backgrounds for Ren and Stimpy. I didn't know about this stuff. I didn't know about the other stuff. So I friended him on Facebook, and man, that guy, not only does he like share his amazing art, but when he shares other people's art, he's got incredible taste.
Yeah,
like
he
everything he shares is like top notch.
Oh,
Yeah, he was real tight with Pasella, Mark Pasella. That's where I met him, and I don't think that Bill would like our politics. I think he would
I
hate
know
us.
he wouldn't.
Art, throw this up real quick since we're talking about Bill Ray. It was on the list. I don't know if this really. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it.
I have
boy,
seen
you
that.
know.
Oh, yeah.
There's a story that Bill Ray did that Hillary Barta drew called. I think it was in this one. It was called the Ginger Beef Boy, and it's so politically incorrect that it's insane. I mean, I don't know that it's borderline adult, but it is so politically incorrect, and it's hilarious. So look for the story, the Ginger Beef Boy. If you like.
In the days when comic books, actually were fun and publishers would take a chance on something like that. I mean, nowadays they would be so scared they wouldn't even consider it.
Yeah. Hillary Barter's another really great cartoonist.
Oh,
Yeah.
I enjoy his stuff a lot.
Yeah, he's on. He might have been on Facebook for a while, but he's starting to post a lot of his ink drawings and stuff like that. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like it's from a different era. Like all his artwork looks like it's like from the 50s or something like that.
Oh,
right,
and you could tell.
Yeah,
We used to be pretty good friends till he found out I was a Trump supporter, because he's a devout socialist, and so he was not happy with me. So, but I don't know if we're still buddies or not.
No, you can't be friends with conservatives. That's just not how it's done.
Yeah. I always think like if these guys really got what they wanted, what they say they want, they'd be the first ones to start crying, about like how bad everything is.
Well, they do got what they want.
Well, they got Joe Biden.
Yeah, how's that economy doing? How's our security?
Well, they're still blaming Trump for the economy, and even though they forget the economy was good when Trump was in office.
That train derailment in Ohio is Trump's fault. Come on.
And then destroyed the economy because of COVID.
Yeah.
Well, we went to Petco to get some food for the animals, and the can that we just got like a couple weeks ago for the dog is now $5 more. $5 per can more.
Really?
What? $5. Yeah. Wow. And even the guy at Petco was like, "Something's got to give, man." And I was like,
"There must be a shortage of horses."
Yeah, right.
You're eating all the meat, Graham. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? The guy actually. This is a Graham Nolan story. The guy actually says, "You know what? It would be cheaper if you got the raw ingredients from the store, like meat and vegetables and stuff like that, and just cooked them up and fed that to your animals."
Like
and
stew.
So that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to get real cuts of meat and serve them to the pets. It might be better for them in the long run anyway.
Probably.
Yeah, definitely would. Yeah.
What's the matter, big girl? You going
Oh,
honey. She's 4 now.
I know.
Wow.
I love
that.
Happy
you tell
birthday.
everybody. You want to say I'm 4, everybody? Tell them. How old are you now?
4.
Show them how many 4 is. How many is 4? You counting them out? Point it right there. That's right.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah.
Very good.
Peace out.
Yes.
Is it bedtime? Bedtime for you? Okay. I love you. No, they have no school tomorrow.
Yeah. You are a lucky
I'm
man,
gonna
Mr.
mute.
Frega. She's adorable.
I know. She's the best. I'm going to mute myself real quick.
All right. So Graham, can I share this?
pull mine up while she's still there on screen.
Oh,
Look at
okay.
that face.
It's a taboo show. We can't even, 4-year-olds can't.
We weren't.
Art, you and your
Yeah.
dirty mind, you formulated this whole thing. We're all victims of Art's filth.
Why don't you take her to bed there, Dan?
She's saying goodnight to you guys. She can hear you.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Okay, that's all she wanted is for you guys to say goodnight
Oh,
and for her to
alright.
hear it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, baby. I'll see you in the morning. You sleep good. Mwah. I love you.
You dropped me.
I did not drop you.
I'm glad Graham's following this up, not me.
All right.
Now we
Okay.
can do this to Grams.
Hey, you got to go big or go home. That's
Well,
all.
what? This would be the perfect time for a super
good.
chat.
All right.
Yeah.
Good time.
Yeah.
Hi, baby.
Put a super chat in there.
A super chat break.
All right.
All right, we're
There we
good.
go.
So, I had to go all the way to Europe.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Dude, Graham, this is the one I was talking about that I saw when I was like 14 or 15.
This is the Invisible Man? Or
No, it was this stuff that they put on.
Dude put this invisible cream on him, and he had the hots for her, and he was constantly chasing her. And there's all these little madcap adventures of this guy basically, trying to bone her. And it's gorgeously drawn by Milo Manero.
Oh,
Yep,
it is
I remember that from the
drawn-
Kubert School.
It is drawn in a way that a 14-year-old boy gets very interested. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, Manera could draw.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
God,
the
he can
backgrounds,
draw.
all those Italian, European
Yeah.
backgrounds and stuff. When she gets on that little scooter, that little Vespa scooter, and a little dress
With
is
the
up.
little
The
skirt,
little
with the little
dress.
skirt
Yeah.
over the-
Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy's right behind her. Yeah. And she goes to sit down at that restaurant, and she sits on the guy. She goes, whoa, 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 whoa.
Was the invisible guy the same as the shadow guy? Because there was a shadow guy in some of the stories too that would follow her around.
I don't know, because this is the first one, and it's the only one that I know of Butterscotch. I don't know if they did sequels. They did Click, which is
Right.
my
And Click too. They did 2 clicks.
Click. Well, I'll just if you'll pardon the reference, shoot the wad here. Click.
There it is.
Click was about this really uptight woman, and this guy invents like this device that when he turns it, it gets her horny, And so
Yeah.
it's very.
It's like the Adam Sandler movie with the remote.
yeah.
Yeah. Like she'll be in a restaurant and then he'll turn the dial and suddenly she's like, working the maitre d',
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
She can't control herself, and then they turn it back down, and she's all embarrassed and everything. And then you find out at the end, that the thing didn't even work, and it was just her.
Suggestion. Yeah.
Yeah.
The power of suggestion. I love the ink line too, like those Europeans. It's just really simple, but the line is very expressive because they don't.
It's also,
they usually,
it's very loose. It's very organic.
because they usually don't
Loose
use
is the proper term.
loose. They don't use rulers and stuff, so
Right.
even like the buildings and stuff have this really
Yeah.
nice look to them.
I just
No.
want to appreciate the pattern on her dress,
Yeah.
There you
guys. Just for a moment, like with stepping out of the taboo territory. That's so
Right.
cool.
I never
It's just
read
cool.
any of Monero's stuff.
You never read it, but you flipped through it.
No, I have not. I've seen pictures that have been posted and stuff, but I've never.
Oh, hey man, it's great stuff, buddy. If you put your thumb over the parts, you know what I'm saying? If you
There
have
you go.
to, but
So here's a piece from Click, but look at the backgrounds. Look at the color.
yeah.
Oh
You
yeah.
see that bigger.
Oh, dude,
So it's like sexy fun.
that
It's clearly erotic European stuff.
the
but-
one in. Sorry to interrupt you, Graham. That
Yeah.
one in purple right there, Gulliver's Travels,
Yeah.
dude. That one is amazing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
She falls off the ship and washes up to shore where there's all these little Putians, and they climb on her and in her.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I can't get out.
Ah,
I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the stench?
Oh my god!
No, she's a
What
clean
happened
lady,
to the
man.
show?
God, it smells like tuna.
Tain't a thing.
Lord.
So there we go.
There's the one that was banned. There's the Spider Woman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You talk about taboo. I can't believe everybody had a.
It's like one of the shittiest drawings. The color is all washed out.
It's
There's
bad.
no great contrast. The figure is wonky. I mean, it's.
I like that back though. The it feels solid.
Yeah, the way he has the two muscles going down the spine, each side of the spine. That's probably like the best part. The way it's rendered and stuff.
Yeah.
But her face is all washed out.
Oh yeah.
It's not a. When you look at Monera's stuff, I mean, there's so much better stuff out there.
Yeah,
I think even J. Scott Campbell defended this. Like,
there was an article that I read when that cover came out, that Spider-Man cover came out, and this woman wrote it and just trashing it, right? But then in the same article was, said that something about pornography, but saying that was okay, but this is not. And I just lit her up in the comments. I'm like, how can you sit there and be self-righteous and say this cover is inappropriate, and yet then say that it's okay if people read porn? I said, Are you out of your freaking mind? I just ripped her to shreds because I was like, at least be consistent. If you think this is bad, then pornography's got to be bad. But it was like she was trying not to offend people that are into porn, at the same time trying to be a feminist and be all pissy about that cover. And I was like, everything you said is completely meaningless now.
Yeah. So, is that what he looks like? I didn't even know what he looks like.
He looks kind of like Andy Warhol's dad.
Yeah, he does.
I
thought that was a woman.
He does look a little pervy.
I was going to say that looks like Andy Warhol's aunt.
I don't mind saying he does look a little pervy. Yeah, we got this. Yeah, this was one that I was going to do as well.
Now wait a minute, hang on a second. Now your wife finds these comics in your studio and says, "What the heck?" But you get this.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that action going on there.
Has she not looked inside that book, Art? Have you hid that from her?
Well, the thing is, I don't leave these on the cover.
Well, how many boobs does that chick have?
I wouldn't utter a single word.
I wouldn't utter.
Yeah. Mark Kellegrew says, hot chicks doing hot things, and Graham says, look at that background.
These are buildings.
These are great little line art drawings.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
someday when I grow up, I want to be this good. Here's something that's going to get us.
It's going to sound stupid, but drawing those chairs are very hard.
Yeah,
those kind of chairs are hard.
That's right.
I don't like his color. His color work is good, but I'm not. I like his black and white stuff a little better. There's some group stuff going on. Yeah.
I'm blushing.
I'm blushing. Oh, and there's beautiful backgrounds too.
Look at that foliage.
Yeah, just
look at those 4 leaves.
Just before the rape scene.
You know who else?
And this one is really taboo. This one does have literal donkey.
You know who I really like? Who they draw? They're kind of a contemporary, a little older than me, but I think in your guys' era. But Brett Blevins, man, that guy.
Oh, Brett Blevins is so
good. He can
good.
Draw just wonderful girls, man. I love the way he draws girls.
He did like the John Carter of Morris series that Dark Horse did. He drew it was great.
Yeah, he's so good. He makes it look effortless.
He had a book from Image like 3 or 4 years ago. Stella, something like that. Really nice.
Oh yeah, that sci-fi one.
Yeah.
Well, he just did my book. He drew The Girls of Dimension 13.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy Reyes.
Go
back his Dragon Rage book. It's fantastic. Yes.
Oh,
okay.
My fellow Latino brother.
Fellow Latino.
That's right.
You know what? Aaron isn't a Latino, but he identifies as one.
That's right.
Yeah.
I can do that, can't I?
That's all it takes these days.
Yeah. No one's going to stop you,
You should
man.
see if you can get benefits.
Get into college. Get into a
my gosh,
better college. Yeah.
Take advantage of the system, right?
Elizabeth Warren's an Indian, so you can be a Latino.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Warren's an Indian.
Oh.
She's a Native American, Andrew.
sorry.
Yeah, and
No, it's not. It's indigenous people. You can't even say Native American.
Oh, they switched it up again.
Damn
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I got it. They should send out memos. That's all I have
They
to
really
say.
should.
Mm.
Like
Send 'em out
Amber
with the census
Alerts on
cards.
your phone, right?
Yeah, exactly. Language alerts.
oh.
Mm.
So now black people are back to colored.
Oh shit.
My mom used to say that and there wasn't a racist bone in her body. It was just the,
Well, no,
the
I
term
mean,
of
with-
the time.
No,
Yeah,
it's that's
exactly.
right. I remember when in the 70s we would refer to people from Japan, Taiwan, and China as Oriental, and then at a certain point in the mid 80s, I had someone say that's not the right term. You know, Oriental describes an object, not a person. You know, it's
Right.
like, oh
Yeah.
shit. You know, it's like you don't know, you don't know.
You know what my
Right.
favorite faux pas is? And it's the Disney company, so it should not shock any of us. But they created this Disney park in Paris, and they called it Euro Disney original. And then
Yeah.
they took offense to it. And then Disney's like scratching their heads, like, why? It's like the euro is like $1. Like they basically named it a dollar park. Like Euro Disney.
Yeah, but
Like
but the euro itself came after Euro Disney though.
no,
That's
they said it was the same. It was the same
The
time.
euro came from Europe because
right.
Euro meaning Europe, and it was a European
Yeah.
currency.
It was European
the
currency, yeah.
Union was going to use.
And they said like it would be the same as if you called like a Disney park, like Money Park or something, So they called it Paris. They called it Disney Paris, and then they got a lot more success because they weren't getting locals into that park.
Oh.
And I was thinking, well, yeah, if you're actually just naming it after currency, that's pretty weird.
I
Yeah.
got chastised once. I was at a DC meeting. We were having a lunch. They used to go to this Italian place that was right near DC Comics. And we're in there, and somehow the context of World War II came up. And I said, when we bombed the Japs in 45, and my editor looks at me and goes, there's not a lot of people comfortable in the world saying Japs anymore. But I defended myself because I was using the terminology of the men that fought the war.
Right.
And that was not reference to Japanese people. That was reference to the Japanese army.
Right.
The Marines in the Pacific referred to them as the Japs because they were the enemy, but they didn't refer to the Japanese people that way.
Right.
No, that's
So-
like the Viet Cong was called Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Krauts.
Yeah. The Koreans
Yeah.
were called the Gooks.
Yeah.
Pamela has a friend. This is awesome because she's so kind and everything. She's got a friend that calls her Cracker.
I'll take it.
It cracks me up, man. Yeah,
I'll take it.
Oh my god. Cracker. You cracker ass cracker.
Have a sense of humor about it. It's not all.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's what's the intent of it?
Exactly. That's what I've always said.
Trying
Yeah.
to insult anybody. I was using the terminology of the
Right.
day of the men that were fighting it, and the context was about why we dropped the bomb. They were trying to say what a horrible thing for humanity and everything. I said, no, not if the humanity was those boatloads of U.S. soldiers that had to invade the mainland, whose lives were saved because they didn't have to keep island hopping.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's all context.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now Graham, feels bad.
Yeah.
There's no way this live stream is going to be monetized.
Yeah.
So you guys
I don't
keep those
feel
super chats flowing. I'm gonna go do a deep dive. I love these bros, these topics, even though I came up with this one myself. So I'm patting myself on the back. But there's just stuff I hadn't thought about in years. So one of like Black Kiss and the Milo stuff and just things like that. But I actually even before I started in comics, I had friends that just bought all kinds of comic books, and so a lot of them were what do they call them, like underground? I think
Underground.
underground
Yeah.
underground
Like
is
Spain and and
Yes,
Crumb.
Bane, Rodriguez.
Yeah,
Fabulous
Crom,
Freak
and
Brother.
yeah, and one of the ones that I remembered fondly when I was going back in my mind is the Freak Brothers. I don't have.
Yes,
I had a whole stack of those things,
Fabulous
man.
Freak Brothers.
Yeah, Fat Freddy's cat and all
Because
that stuff.
all that stuff came from where I came from, like the Haight Ashbury, like all the San Francisco stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what started.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So let me, in case people don't know,
Those guys would print their comics and they'd sell them on the street, and in the like the 60s.
Yeah, that's it.
There
Yeah,
you
these
go.
guys
Look
were
at that
not-
cat. Look at that cat.
you know, Bill the Cat from Outland.
Oh yeah, Bloom County.
In Bloom County, I think that's where they got the idea from. But these guys were not shy of putting work in. I mean, look at all those cars and the buildings and just the details. Pretty insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a long time to embrace this art style and the kind of counterculture aspect of it. But like you said, Art, when you look at it now, these guys weren't hacks. I mean, they were.
No.
Like, you look at the detail and the modeling that Crumb would use, and these guys, this guy here. There's no shortage of detail in those backgrounds, those buildings, and all the other aspects that are going on behind them. That's
Talk
really
about the motion that everybody's moving, that background's moving, that cat's moving.
Yeah. And the thing is, like I think of like Jeff Darrow when I look at, especially this illustration, I'm like, this is like so Jeff Darrow, all the crazy details and everything.
It also looks like if Sergio Aragonés was inked by Serpieri or something,
Yeah.
Well, all you have to do is look at like Crumb's drawings of jazz musicians and stuff. That book he did, or that card set he did, whatever it was. It's like that shows you how much talent that guy has. I'm not saying he's not a weirdo. I'm just saying he has a ton of talent, and a lot of these guys are, had that kind of talent, and it's just a way they chose to express their cartooning, But there was no shortage of talent with these guys.
Yeah, and it was kind of European. I always thought, like, when I was younger, I was like, what kind of ink style is this? And I think it's kind of European. Like, you could see this as being, a French comic or something like that.
I think they were using that ink that lysergic dilithium acid, the LSD. You dip your tongue on it and then go to work.
Yeah,
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Look at the carpet. It's like shag.
I know.
well, it is 70s.
That's right.
It's so good, man. It's so good. That the lettering is fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The lettering matches the style of the artwork. Yeah.
Look at the wooden spool coffee table. You remember those?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Hell yeah. Buddy of mine had one.
And you remember the cinder block, entertainments.
Entertainment center. That's what we did in college, man. That's
milk crates. Milk crates.
Yeah,
or put your TV on.
But this is Gilbert Shelton. So he's the writer creator, and then Paul, I imagine, is the artist. But look at the work, like even in all the typeface and everything. This is not phoned in, man. These guys, this is passion.
So the question is, what are these guys up to today, or are they dead?
Oh, I can update you, man. This guy's rolling in the dough. Let me see. I got another piece here. I thought it was neat, like the color work. This must be like watercolor dyes or something.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really nice stuff, man. And I remember as a kid, look at he's snorting the coke. Snorting the wine. This is pre-cocaine bear, you guys.
Oh my gosh!
This is the magical mystery tour right
Cocaine
here.
Highway.
Yeah, the Cocaine Highway.
There's just good pot plants growing on the side of the road there.
Are they? Oh yeah,
I think that's what those are, aren't they?
Probably, yeah. So let me come back.
The white line cannonball is what it said.
Is it what it said? Okay, so then where are they now? So let's update you guys.
Yeah.
And we'll see where the Freak Brothers is now. This is it right here. Yeah, can you see the Hollywood Reporter article?
Yeah.
Pull it down some more.
2021, so about a year and a half ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So this is Fox's Tubi Snags Freak Brothers animated series. Woody Harrelson, John Goodman. I don't know who Tiffany Haddish is.
Oh, she's
She's
hilarious.
a comedian. Yeah, she's funny.
Yeah, she was in Keanu. She's great.
Okay, Keanu is a great movie.
Yeah,
man.
she's the girl. She's got like a little mole on her face. She was the street thug girl in Keanu.
Oh, cool. Yeah, there's Fat Freddy and his cat. I'm sure they're not going to push the envelope the way the comic book did. But when I saw this, I was like, wow, like 50 years later.
Did it ever air?
It says it was going to premiere November 14th.
Yeah, but that's
2 episodes,
2021.
And then have weekly debuts on Sundays.
Oh, people.
Yeah,
say,
I'm not.
But it was on Tubi, so you'd have to.
Randy
look it up
Howell
there.
says he heard it was woke. Ah, fuck.
Well, it seems like they would have to do something like that, but it seems like why would you pick that up to make
Fritchie Schnitzel brought up one. Remember Rangzarox by Libertori?
Oh yeah,
Ranzarok,
Yeah.
That was pretty edgy shit.
Yeah.
So it's based on the Gilbert Shelton. I wonder if that guy's still alive. In 1968, the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers. Wow, this stuff was put out in '68. I must have had those books. They must have been somebody's private collection, and just gave me a stack of them because there's no way I was old enough to buy those things. A trio of hippies and their misadventures, often involving drugs or trying to score them. The comic satirized both established figures and counterculture. I wonder what that would be like today.
He's 82 years old.
Yeah, he
lives in Houston. Yep.
Oh, he's still around. Cool.
Yep.
You live long enough, you get to see your IPs butchered on Tubi.
He won an EGOT award too.
Oh,
yeah, it's cool stuff. Anyway, I was really surprised to see this because I had no idea that there was this animated cartoon. When I started doing research, so I love this show because we get to do deep dives on things. Let me see. How do I get back? Oh, can you guys see this?
Yeah, your screen.
Okay.
We had this bookstore. We had this bookstore when I was in, I guess, junior high and high school that was downtown Portland, and it was called Looking Glass Bookstore. And they had all this sort of, they would have like they had underground comics. They had this magazine display. It wasn't a rack, but those old wooden shelf racks,
Mm-hmm.
And they had they would carry Stranko's Media Scene where you couldn't find that anyplace else, right? And they had that first Paul Gulacy, Don McGregor
Saber
graphic novel Saber.
No, yeah,
and things like
I remember
that.
Yeah,
and a lot of these adult comics, but they also they'd carry like Wrightson's Frankenstein portfolios and things, just bizarre things you couldn't find anyplace else that normal, because it was prior to comic shops. And we used to go in there all the time, and it always smelled like pot, man. It was always just like...
But I think just to do a deeper dive, I do believe there were books that were just the Adventures of Fat Freddy's cat. So he would always just do something, pretty gross or whatever.
I think you mean Corpulent Freddy's cat.
No, it's enormous.
He's not.
It's
Enormous.
Enormous Freddy's cat. You can't use cats.
big boned,
husky
feline,
husky.
tailed
Husky Freddy's cat.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how in the 60s you had this sort of revolution against authority and corporate America and the government, and it spearheaded in San Francisco, and now San Francisco is like the socialist capital of the world, where they totally rely on government, they totally rely on corporations, and they hate people that are independent thinking. It's just bizarre how it's
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
insane.
they got in power. I saw some documentary and it showed how the counterculture became the culture, and how they became, how it gradually worked over decades, and how they're worse authoritarian than the authoritarians that they were railing against.
Right, exactly.
It's like you become what you hate, right? One of those type of things. And it's so funny because, God, years ago, probably, I'm going to say 10 years ago, I remember talking to my brother, and I was saying, the Republicans are now the Democrats, and Democrats are now the Republicans.
Right.
Like they did a whole role reversal. And then I saw something, it was talking about the Democrats, and the Democrats were always pissed off because the Republicans could always outfund them. You know, they could raise more money and all that other stuff. So then basically the Democrats created the Green Party and all that stuff so that they could, instead of like industry or war or whatever, they could say, we're going to generate money for the Green Party. So it was kind of a ruse on like how to create big business and generate money. And now the Democrats outfund, you know, Republicans. You know, and it's pretty crazy how the roles have reversed. You know,
well, it's funny. There's a great. I collect Saturday Evening Post line decker covers, and there's a great one in the early 40s or late 30s where you had the Republican was on an elephant, you know, and he was in this big sort of luxury sort of thing, and he was the rich fat cat sitting there. And then they had the Democrat was like this he was wearing a scholastic gown with a scholastic cap that like he just graduated, and he's riding a donkey. He's got a bunch of diplomas and stuff under his arms. So it was like they were the fat cats, the Republicans, and the Democrats were these supposedly poor intellectuals that were, you know, helping society, and now they're just now they're the fat cats that are but they're destroying society, you know, with the power they've gained. It's really amazing.
That's what happens. What happens, you become what you hate.
Yes.
Yeah, as long as there's money. Yeah. Well, I'm going full green because I need some cash. What do you have as your second choice of Mr. Andrew Smith?
All right. Not too much I can show out of this, but I have a couple I can show.
Well, what the hell? We've already been banned. Show it all.
Do we know who did this?
Oh shit. Not Dave Stevens.
Megaton Man, Don Simpson.
Don Simpson, there it is.
White, I never even heard of this.
You're busted, creep. Now lick the badge.
Oh shit.
Now there's honestly not much I could show. Now this collects a bunch of Windy White Bread, but it also collects a bunch of his other erotic stuff.
Bread.
So I can show this. Forbidden Frankenstein.
Oh, look where the lever is at.
Don't pull the lever.
Anton, and Don was going by Anton Dreck at the time.
That's right.
When he did this.
Megaton Man, but
it was funny. I haven't looked at this book in forever, and then I'm flipping through it before the show, and I see this, and I automatically think of Aaron because he likes Swamp Thing and stuff like that.
Swamp Pud.
Swamp Pud. Oh shit!
It's like
oh my god!
I think this is the best show.
I mean, other than that, there's really not much in this book I can show. It's really hardcore, man. Don's just like he pretty much let loose in this.
Look at me.
You know, the only one doing stuff like that I can think of contemporarily is what is it? Broadsword Comics. He does.
Tarrant.
Yeah.
Jim Ballant.
Jim Ballant, yeah. He's kind of the only one that seems like he's pushing the envelope in that.
He's not really that hardcore though. Like with
he just draws big boobs.
Yeah.
No. But much. I mean, like he's the closest thing that we have that would be like that. I'm not saying that he is exactly like that. Yeah. And then there's Frank Cho, but I don't.
Yeah, but Frank's pretty tame with the stuff he does. He did one book. Zombie something that came out from Image like a decade ago. It was one issue in black and white. That was pretty funny. We'll just leave it at that. I have it. I'd have to.
Yeah, as far as he takes it is like when the fish jumps up and just kind of suckles the woman hunter's breast.
Right.
She's got a bass coming off of her. I'm sure that happens a lot when Graham goes fishing.
Yeah, exactly.
Those fish jump up and just latch onto your chest.
Well, what kind of fish am I catching here, Art?
I don't know. You're catching Frank Cho fish. Cho fish.
The cho fish.
The Cho fish. That sounds so wrong, but it's so damn right.
Yeah, there's nothing I can show.
Oh, I think you've gone pretty far with Swamp Chode.
I was showed Monera, and we can't show this, huh?
No.
Anton Drek went all the way, dude.
Yeah,
he went
Dan
all
knows.
the way, and so did his cartoons.
I'll show you when we're off stream. How's that?
Okay.
I was worried about stuff I was bringing, and my stuff is like children's books compared to what you guys are bringing.
Well, I
yeah.
didn't show the donkey sex. So,
but here, real quick, see if Dan wants to get this one. This is another Wally Wood one.
Wally Wood one.
It's
a Wood one.
Naughty Wood by Wallace Wood. It's all like
from Eros.
Yeah, but this actually has nice sketches and stuff. It has full stories, but it has nice pencil sketches and stuff as well.
Oh.
I miss those days.
But it does have like
I want to draw a naughty girl
cool
book.
pencil stuff. So
it's called Naughty Wood. Let's see.
Naughty Woody.
Naughty
Woody. Yeah.
Woody.
You know who would do a good
$42 on Amazon?
How much?
142.
142.
All that nudie stuff. I mean, it gets bought out, and then the price goes right through the roof.
Here, show this cartoon real quick. This cartoon's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Oh, shit. That's not cool, man.
It's drawn so well, though.
Yeah.
You don't realize unless you get to really look at the statue a little closer, and you're like, there's a black hole right there.
That's right.
That's what you call the jackhammer. That's the jackhammer, man. But you know who should bring that stuff back is Mr. Lopez. I think he'd be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got one in here called Flasher Gordon Meets Women's Lib.
Flasher Gordon. Yeah, look at Lopez's drawings back there. That's just a naked girl painted blue. Come on, Aaron.
Yeah, come on, Aaron.
Exactly.
Naked space Smurf.
But it's what they're doing. It's not. That's the issue.
Wood. Oh, look at this. Just saying, Swamp's thing. The struggle is real. Indeedy do. Frega Boom, what do you have for us as a second choice?
It is another comic book from out of the Bay Area.
Oh shit, I remember that.
Yeah.
Cherry Pop Tart from Larry Welch and Last Gas Comics.
Right, it was like drawn to look like Archie or something, right?
Yeah. It had very, very strong Archie vibes. Came out in 1982. They ended up having to change the name, of course, because of Pop Tarts, and they just changed the name to Cherry. But this was like a big one in the Bay. Let me take a look at the Wikipedia for first published in '82. The comic series was originally called Cherry Pop Tart, but the title was changed to Cherry beginning with issue 3, explained by Welch's response to litigations or threat of litigation by Kellogg's over its Pop Tarts trademark. But it has also been suggested that Welch decided the name Cherry alone was better as a brand and looked better as a logo. Inside the comic, Cherry's name was changed to Cherry Pop Star, and the name was used as a number of stories, but she was frequently referred to just by her first name. It was a fun book. It went from 82 to 19. There were 23 issues. 23.
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, they had cast members, pardon my French, but you had Cherry, you had Pepper, you had Cinnamon, but you had Cherry's boyfriend known as Johnny Fucker Faster.
Oh, Jesus.
That was his name, guys. Ronnie, Joey, and Steve. And Johnny Fucker Faster was not Cherry's. It was her best male friend. She had a girlfriend named LED, Patty Melt, Lollapalooza. There's Captain Eow, Mr. Feeney, and Steve Tyler was Cherry's favorite rock star, I think, also based on the man from Aerosmith. But the original publisher was Last Gasp, ended up going over to Dennis Kitchen over at Kitchen Sink Press. And though the comic is largely known as an erotic or pornographic book, it does garner critical merit for its humor and occasional political commentary. The characters also appeared in very free speech, anti-censorship awareness campaigns. The series is among the largest selling of the underground comics, and those among the titles credited with reviving the genre. Again, it was a Bay Area movement. Here's some of the artwork, as you can see, censored, little JPEG-y here, but fun nonetheless. Oh, there's a little bit of something there, but not safe for the tubes. But anyhow, that's my my second and last entry is Cherry Pop Tart.
I remember seeing that stuff. Was that on? That wasn't on the newsstand, was it? Like a spinner rack? Because for some reason,
No.
You're feeling the Archie vibes from it. I think.
Yeah, that was 18 and up, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the liquor store that I bought comics, they had stuff. It was still on the rack, but it was edgier. Like all the Mad magazines and Cream and like the rock magazines, even the wrestler magazines. Remember when we were kids, like the wrestler magazines were bloody, man. They would show like
for sure,
up on the covers and stuff like that. People punching people in the face and things. They had all that stuff.
And the biker magazines, they had all those.
Oh yeah,
in there.
Yeah.
Remember High Times?
Yeah, of course I do.
Oh my gosh.
Those are. You mean? Do I remember Frega Times? What are you talking about?
No, I mean the magazine High Times.
Those were good times.
Good
times. All right, Lopez, what do you got for us?
Well, I'm going to give you some more PG-13.
PG-13.
No, this when I was a rights and completist in my teen years, there you go.
Wait, I have to back up. I have to answer this. Did Art say he bought comics at the liquor store? Yeah, there was it was called George's Market. And they sold, of course, liquor, but they sold baseball cards, candy, and comic books. So there was something for everybody.
Well, if it was a liquor store, they might have had some of that spicy material in there for you.
Yeah, I used to at times, just to feel more adult, I'd get that near beer and drink it.
Oh yeah.
Read my comics and drink near beer. Always fantasizing that some cop would come up and try to arrest me. I go, ha ha, near beer. You see?
It's flavored water, officer.
It's flavored beer water. Vice Raid. What is this?
Okay. Von Baudet did this strip in like Swank magazine, which was like kind of a 60s porn magazine or something. And it was called a Purple Pictography. And so they were, humorous little adult strips. And I found a page here where there's nothing offensive on it. And but I got the one, Wrightson did like 5 of these. And I remember I had to seek out I had to have the complete Wrightson collection, right? So I had to seek out like the 5 issues of Swank magazine that had his artwork in them when I was a teenager. And this is a Frankenstein story where a prostitute's trying to convince Frankenstein to go upstairs with her. But there was several of these that were, again, what you'd consider, based on what you guys have shown, these would be considered pretty light fare. But
you know what my favorite thing in life is? When you have somebody that's so talented and just kind of do stuff like this. You know what I mean? Like you would expect like these great, the Frankenstein illustrations and all this stuff, and then you got this guy just doing just amazing, comic strips. It's just like
you got to imagine that this probably paid pretty well.
It was a magazine,
compared to comic book work.
Probably a lot of fun too for him to do.
Oh yeah,
right.
But these were like 3-pagers, I think, most of them, 3, maybe 5.
Is this? I gotta ask because I love this color. Are these dyes? Because that's what they usually use back then, right? Like,
well, I should know that, but they look a little rich for watercolors, don't they?
Yeah.
So I would guess that you're probably right. And there might be markers too, because Wrightson used markers too.
Because you can put that stuff over an inked line, right?
Yeah.
Like the watercolor dyes and markers.
Yeah.
Wow, this is gorgeous for what it is. It's just like, oh my gosh.
Well, if you just like Google purple pictography Wrightson, most of the stuff will come up. Most of the pages you can check them out. But yeah, so that was the stuff that and it was so funny because like any good Christian boy, I would justify owning these because of the Wrightson work inside. It wasn't because they were
justify
inside porn magazines, right? It was I got them for the Wrightson story. I got them for the articles art.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got the Milo stuff for as well.
Yeah. So
yeah, the articles.
Yeah, the articles were great in that. Oh my God, that artwork is fantastic. I want to see it, blown up. Was it magazine size too? The artwork, not comic book size.
Yeah, it was magazine size.
What was the one that Bernie Wrightson did with the mermaid, where like the guys all
yeah, that's the purple pictography. That was one of the ones.
Okay. Yeah,
there wasn't a page that didn't have nudity on it, so that's why I didn't bring it. But apparently, you guys don't care.
That was a cautionary tale. You know what I'm saying? That was
it was.
Don't mess with mermaids.
I don't blame us. I blame like Wally Wood and Milo Manera. That's who I blame.
That's right. We didn't draw it.
We didn't
poisoned your mind at an early age.
Yeah, we're just showing it off, man.
That's right.
Yeah. So what do you got, Mr. Nolan?
Well, I'm gonna go down the PG road here because this was sort of taboo, at least in my mother's eyes, when she went to buy it for me.
Oh.
Way to go, Mom.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to go the Conan route. I did. Let me see this.
They're actually, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she went through this and came to the red. I mean, there was a little.
The red nails. Yeah.
Little back view, nudity here, obviously, but this was the regular color comic. Then you get to red nails, and it's a whole nother animal.
Yeah, it's an awesome animal.
This stuff was over on the magazine racks too, like where all the other stuff
Treasury
was.
editions, yeah,
the more adult stuff.
There's all this kind of blood and guts stuff.
Ooh,
so good.
Oh yeah.
And then there was the.
We have to start. We got to do books like this, like the more magazine size or oversized format, because I absolutely love looking at artwork.
So do I, but shipping though, that's the problem. The cost for shipping these would just be incredible.
There you go.
The Gemini. Do they even make a Gemini mailer that big?
Probably not.
Oh yeah, she's whipping that girl. I remember that.
Her. That's good.
Yeah, and then she's naked here. She just has a little shadow.
Yeah.
So Mom was, a little leery about getting this for her 30-year-old boy.
30-year-old boy.
30-year-old boy. I don't know about this, son.
I don't think you're ready.
Yeah. Actually,
Mom, I've been married for 20 years.
It came out at the end of 74. So I was like, 12? Yeah, I was 12. So
yeah, when those giant size or treasury size came out, I think we were all about, the prime age. Yeah. And I lost my mind when I saw those.
When that Spider-Man one, that first one came out.
Spider-Man, Superman.
Like this for $1. It was $1.50. And I was like, that was like unbelievably expensive,
Right.
And I conned my dad into letting us go back there and getting one because I saved up for it. And I had to have and see the artwork that big,
Yeah, it was.
What's weird is like then like in the 70s, whatever, you always think, well, comics weren't in a good place. They weren't selling well, all this stuff. But there was more diversity and there was like formats that they don't even offer anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think like no one's taking a chance. I know like right this very minute it's expensive, but it wasn't always the case a few years back.
What, to ship?
Or just to print, just for like Marvel or DC to do oversized things. I think the last one I saw was actually when I worked on with Jurgens, it was Fantastic Four Superman crossover.
Yep. I've got that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and I think
Problem
they
with
did.
those is they're hard to display
Yeah.
because they don't fit into any traditional size. They're hard to ship, you know, and you know they're
hard to store.
They're
You
hard
could get top. There's some top loaders that fit those.
Oh, they
Like
have
the-
bags for them.
They do
have bags
now.
and some
But
top
I think
loaders.
what Graham's talking about is like retail wise, it's hard.
Oh,
to
yeah, yeah,
display
yeah.
and-
Oh,
And
right.
when they first came out, you know, I remember those were being displayed with the magazines. They weren't
Right.
obviously you couldn't fit them in a spinner rack.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think
I
they
used to
did
love
that so that they would be there. There's a higher price point. It was inexpensive to make because the stuff was already paid for.
It was reprint material.
It was
right?
reprint material, and it had a longer shelf life. So, I mean, from those points of view, I could see why, as a publisher, they probably were willing to experiment with it, but you know, it just didn't work out.
They
You know
did
what?
quite
I
a
haven't-
bit of those.
I
though.
haven't thought about this in forever, but you guys remember like the really, really big ones? Like almost maybe they were coloring books, but they were like as big as like half your body. You know what I mean?
Those were the Whammo books. The Whammo.
Oh,
comic
that
book,
Whammo, yeah.
the world's largest comic book ever, where you could actually kind of sit in
That's
it.
it. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I
It was the
remember, I
Whammo.
mean, that just Graham talking about that, I'm like, I remember laying on my grandparents' floor and just feeling like this. They were bigger than those Treasury editions, you know.
And they had a lot of like Jack Davis. They had a lot of the
I gotta look that up, man.
I got
Whammo, WH.
yeah.
There it is.
Oh, you
You
have
know,
it?
back then you had TV, movies, and print material were your only three forms of entertainment, right? So they could, it was a major market at that point, and they would try
There you
different
go.
things
Oh, yeah.
to sell, which they can't do now because no one buys it. The audience isn't there that it was in the 70s.
I remember me and my friend were laying on the floor and we could both read the book at the same time. Like we just like he read one side page and I read the other, and then we swap over and read the opposite pages. Look at that. That's a lot of work.
Over 50. What did I say? Over 1,500 panels.
How
1,500 action panels. World's largest comic book.
what
But didn't-
was the actual dimensions of it?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Let's see.
I don't know. They were as a kid.
Oh,
they were
14
as
by
tall-
21.
Yeah, they were as tall as a kid.
14 by 21.
It's almost
Yeah,
2 feet
it's
tall.
bigger than most IDW artist editions, is what it says.
Wow.
Yeah, and then when you open it, it's twice the size.
Yeah, right. You got the double. Yeah, when both pages are open. Sure.
Yeah, look at that. Good times, man. Good times. Who do you have? Like some of the artists, because there was a lot of
There's wood.
yeah, there were a lot of classic guys working on that. Whammo used to be a cool company.
Was
Yeah,
this
they
new
did.
material or was it reprint stuff they just got a hold of?
You know what? I don't know.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
Adams. Dr. Kildare. I don't know if that was in there, but it came up in the
That's
search.
cool.
That seems a little serious for what I remember.
And the color, you know, the color in there looks pretty shitty.
Mhm.
Comics, you know.
You know, you guys might be right. These might have been reprints, some you know, and then just kind of recolored.
Yeah. I wonder, there's a blog. It looks like Tom Brevoort. If we
Of
have
all
people.
Brand.
I've had the Tom Brevoort experience.
Oh yeah. Not returning my phone calls. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, that's the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14 by 21, 52 pages in length. Okay, so wood was in it. There's strips in almost every genre imaginable.
Well,
So yeah, maybe
Radiant,
that
though,
Dr.
Radiant-
Kildare was one of them then.
Well, Radian, though, that had to have been a new strip. I mean, that was never anyplace else, was it? Radian? I've never even heard
Maybe
of
it was
that.
Maybe not.
original to this book.
Looks like the indicia says 1967.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it must
looks
have
like
belonged
that was
to like one of my uncles or something.
is a lot of mention of Wally Wood. I thought that there were some like Jack Davis and some of those guys in there, like
Well,
the
that'd be
Mad
great.
Magazine, Mad Magazine guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wally
this
Wood,
sort of
Jack
looks like
Davis.
Davis
Awesome.
here a little bit, but it's not. It's W.T. Vinson.
How would you not buy that? Look at the cover.
know.
There's just so much stuff going on.
And look at the price, 98 cents.
They had to price it under $1.
Yeah. And so you had to come with pennies.
Oh, we got to do a comics date with a giant CG in perspective, like it's made out of stone, and then have all of our IPs jumping out of it. Like that'd be awesome. Bring back the world's largest comic book. Yeah, let's do it. It's all money, right? It's just money. It's just money. Yeah, it's all
This is money.
It's just a game.
All right. Well, here's
$25 shipping is $30.
Oh yeah. Europe, you can't afford it. If you have to
can't
ask,
even order this.
yeah, it under shipping for Europe, it's like if you have to ask, you can't afford it.
Exactly.
I'm going to go PG as well, but it was fairly taboo when this thing came out. Let me see. Screen share. Let me see. All right. All right. This is.
Yeah.
I got that. I was just looking through it.
This is
What's up with the
Marvel
first aid
Comics,
kit?
special. I think about in '78. It was always taboo area, in the liquor store. So when I saw this in '78, I freaking mind.
They contributed.
And look at Stan Lee and the ink.
But dude, look how this is what cracked me up. So I was just looking through this magazine over the weekend. I just bought it. Look how skinny those dudes are. Look at their arms, man. Graham, look at those guys.
Yeah.
They're twigs.
It's a blood draw. It's a
they're
blood
doing the
draw.
blood draw to
They're
put in the
blood
ink,
draw.
right? Because they said some of their blood was in the ink in the.
Yep.
That was like the selling
Master
point.
Dan, I believe in you.
I like how Dr.
Yeah, it was
Jones
printed
back
in
there.
real Kiss blood. Like that was. Yeah, I'm sure that was Gene's doing. Gotta get Dr. Doom. We gotta fight Doctor.
Who did that
Doom.
cover?
It'll be awesome.
Alan Weiss drew it.
There was some A-listers.
Alan Weiss drew the cover.
That's it. Yeah.
Somebody
That's
painted
a
it
kick-ass
over
cover,
him.
man.
And
Kids insane.
yeah, just
He did the interiors too.
Alan did the interiors, and so did
Wow.
John Buscema.
Oh gosh, I got to take a look at that. I don't think I haven't seen that in so long. I didn't know.
Well, that's number 2. Number 1 is also Alan Weiss and John Romita Jr. I think worked on number 1 as well.
Interesting.
no. The one I showed was number 1. That was the
Are
first.
you sure?
one. Yeah.
No,
The
Andy's
second
going
one,
to he's going to go to the files here to verify.
Yeah, it had a different cover on it. And does it say number 2? Or does it say
Was that
number
the one
1?
you showed?
Yeah, that's the one he showed.
Yeah.
This is number 2.
Holy shitballs. I wonder what number 1 cover was. Because that's the one I remember as a kid.
Number 1
another
goes for a
thing
lot more.
Yeah, you guys will get
was
the no
black,
prize
wasn't
for
it?
this. Was it?
I think. Let me open this
This
up and
is
see.
his first appearance in a Marvel book. No prize.
Hold on.
T-Bear no prize. Can you guys come up with it?
Let me open this and take a look. See.
Was it a Hostess Pie ad?
Can you imagine Kiss endorsing?
Oh no,
Hostess?
Art. This is number 1. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is. I got a good deal on it then.
I remember the second one. It had more like a Destroyer cover on it. It was a little darker, but I remember all the reds in the first one. Yeah, there you go.
That's awesome. Who did that?
Alan Weiss.
That's Alan. Yeah.
Wow.
He nailed it. But I do remember John Buscema or somebody else filling in, and I was like, hey, this guy can't draw Kiss. This isn't cool.
Oh, I gotta see. Is it? Who's that?
That's Alan
That's
Weiss.
Alan.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
still
Alan.
Weiss. Okay.
I'll get to Buscema. Hold on.
Because
You know who would have been great was you guys remember Bob Hall?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I look at that and I think Bob Hall would have done a wicked version of that.
Oh, look at Frizzy saying, "What's taboo about that?" Hey, if you were
At the
around
time.
in '78,
Exactly,
man,
at the time, my dad. I told you, my dad wouldn't even let me like stand near a Kiss anything because it was Kids in Satan's Service. You know,
Or Knights in Satan. Was it Knights?
Yeah.
Was it
it
Knights?
was Knights, it was Kids. Yeah, it was anything to make you afraid.
Okay, for the no prize, first appearance of Kiss in a Marvel comic. Yeah, that's the
That's
Buscema's.
John.
Right, with Mephisto, of course. Mephisto has to show up if Buscema's drawing it.
Oh yeah.
What was it? What was it, Art? What's the answer?
It's Howard the Duck.
What? Is it
Yeah,
Steve
Howard the
Gerber
Duck.
book?
It was I don't have the number, but
What, Kiss's first appearance? Yeah, it was like Howard the Duck 11 or 12 because there was like this, somebody gets possessed by the devil. There was some sort of exorcist theme in it for a couple issues, and Kiss showed up.
Yeah, it's
That was
like
the very first
1977. Is that about right?
Yeah, well, if Howard the Duck #1 came out in 76, so by the time they got to issue 11 or it would have been about 77. So I think it was issue 10, 11, or 12, one of those three in there, because it was like, yeah, Howard the
Omen of an Exorcist.
Do you
yeah,
have the cover?
Howard
they
the
on the
Duck
cover
ends
graph?
up in an insane asylum or something, and then he's like, yeah, it's pretty bizarre. It's classic Gerber for
Here
sure.
it is. Here's the image. Go ahead, share it.
Oh, look at how good that is!
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
There you go,
splash
first
page
appearance.
at the end.
Yeah,
I
first
wanted
appearance
that.
of Kiss right there, baby.
Oh, who drew that?
That's
Gene Colan.
Gene Colan.
Yeah.
That's number 13 there.
Gene was
Yeah, so
good.
12 was the first appearance. 11 was Howard in the Straight, or I'm sorry, pardon me. There was Howard in the Straight Jacket, right? Then there's the one with the girl and the scroll down. You scroll up, I mean, back to the top row. Yeah, see that one with the red hands and stuff? I think that's Kiss appears. That's the one they appear in.
It's
Yeah,
the
starts in
rock,
the issue before.
the rock roll over.
This is the last page of number 12.
Right.
So like of this.
Right.
So this is how it ends, and then this is the splash page of the next one, which is 13.
Right.
Hey,
There you
who
go.
was the driving force behind the Kiss machine? Was it Gene Simmons? Like, because they, I mean,
I would think so.
They became like ubiquitous in the like 76 to 79 ish.
I think all the way up to like 80s, where they started kind of when they did the disco thing, they started kind of waning.
But like, how does a rock band end up in a Marvel comic? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, they had their own Halloween special too.
Well,
Remember
Gene
Paul
was
Lynde
a
host?
comic book fan, I believe.
Yeah, Gene was a huge
comic fan and monster movie fan.
Because they were a phenomenon. You know?
They blew up in '75 with Kiss Alive, the first live album, and then all the way up to Love Gun with the two. Destroyer was their peak, and then Love Gun was just, they started to tip a little bit, but those were the two Ken Kelly covers, and that's when they peaked out, and that was like 79.
Being that I wasn't allowed to be a Kiss fan, I got to see them live because, you know, when McFarlane was doing it and Liefeld brought me on, and I got to see like a Halloween show, and it was like,
what year was that? Was that 90s, mid 90s?
93, 94.
Oh, that would have been cool.
You know,
man.
yeah. But how
That's
did you
when I
guys
saw 'em.
feel when the makeup came off?
Oh,
that period where they stopped using the makeup and tried
I always wondered like how Kiss fans
You guys,
felt.
they became a joke, right?
Yeah.
And then there was on like, well, how do we reinvent ourselves? And then they didn't really become popular again until you're talking about '93, I think it was, when they went on that first. This is our last reunion tour or whatever.
Yeah, and they put the
and
makeup
then
back
they
on.
blew up again.
You know what? Actually, anybody, like, even if you're not like a Kiss fan, there's MTV acoustic, like an unplugged thing, and they brought like the two co-members that had been fired, like was Ace and Peter, back in, and they did a couple songs, it's actually it's magic. I mean, it's like there's chemistry there, and so that's what started the reunion tour. But like in '80 or whenever they did the what the hell was it called, Dynasty, when they kind of went disco and stuff, I bowed out. I was done by then, and also I was older. So I kind of came in the perfect age, you know. It was kind of like the cool gateway, you know, to heavier music, and then you go on to like
I had to dine on Jim Croce and fucking ABBA. You know what I mean?
You know what? ABBA's pretty good, man.
Jim
I love
Croce's
it.
good.
I still love it
Jim
too.
Croce's
Believe me,
good.
I hear those songs, and it makes me feel like nostalgic. But like I said, I was not allowed. No Iron Maiden, no Kiss, none of that stuff. None of it.
Man, when Maiden came out, it blew my mind because like harder music like that was it was going away. It was kind of dead. And so I remember at the music stores, they used to have like European or like import section. And I'd always tool around there, and I found like the Iron Maiden EP, you know, with the original singer and stuff. And I just bought it because the album cover, they had that whole look from the very beginning. And I got that thing, and it just blew my mind. I was like, "Wow, this is pretty crazy."
I loved it. Again, like speaking on our subject of Taboo, all that stuff with Eddie from Iron Maiden. Like my only exposure to it, because again, I was not allowed, were the kids at school that had the jean jackets. Where they pin or the shit on the back, and I'd look at him and go, that guy's crazy looking. Like he was like a pharaoh. He was like in a graveyard, and it was like I was like, oh, that's so cool, but I'm not allowed, you know.
I think the first one, it's still my favorite, is when he just has the axe. It's like Eddie just has. I think it's the first album or the first illustration.
What's the one where there's like the spirit of '76, like they're playing drums and waving like Civil War.
Yeah, they had to do the Kiss thing because Kiss was the bicentennial, so they did the whole like you know, with the flag and then the snare drum and the
that's right, bandage. 76.
Yeah, over one eye or whatever. Yeah.
I want to answer Fritzy Schnitzel's question here. He says, "Didn't Gene Simmons base one of the leather outfits on Neymar the Submariner?" Actually, no, he based it on Lon Chaney in London After Midnight. The wings that he has, that's from London After Midnight, the Lost Silent film that Lon Chaney made.
No shit.
Cool. Todd Browning directed.
Yep.
Those guys knew theatrics.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
They were like they really liked the Beatles, so they wanted to create like four, not just musicians but characters. So like the Beatles, you know, when they went into you know, movies and stuff like that, they kind of created these characters. You know, the cute one, the sarcastic one, the shy one, you know, that type of thing. And so Kiss did that, but then actually had a visual look with it as well. Like one's going to be an animal, one's going to be a demon, one's going to be the love child, one's going to be this like sci-fi dude. And
who was the cat? Was that Peter Criss?
That's
Peter Criss.
Yeah.
That dude's
I know Paul Stanley is the star. Lead singer, Gene Simmons is bass, Peter Criss,
drummer.
Ace Frehley
was the other one. Who's the
guitar.
one the one that sang the song with the girl's name, like Beth or Betsy or
Peter Criss.
Okay.
Peter Criss.
Sorry, man. Like I said,
it's awesome. I like it. Yeah. Betsy, I hear you calling.
The house just ain't a home.
That was the greatest 45 ever, because it had Beth on one side and Detroit Rock City on the other, and you never got two good songs on
you
the
know, those were the days that bands would kill themselves like trying to establish a sound and stuff, like Kansas, right? They had this like crazy symphonic sound, right? And then they do this little folk song without drums on it, and it becomes the biggest crossover hit of all time, which is Dust in the Wind. And then Kiss does, you know, they do this orchestrated, you know, basically a cappella thing with the drummer, and it becomes the biggest hit they've ever done, you know. And it's like, wow, because that Kansas song, Dust in the Wind, that was played on country western. It was top 40.
Song,
it was played every
song. Yeah.
Dust in the Wind, like it gets you. Like it there's something where it drills deep into your psyche, and you just hear that dun, 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 and it takes you away. That's good shit. That's good shit.
Concert.
Oh, nice.
Well, it was Beth, and then they did "Hard Luck Woman" was a very similar type tune that was the biggest hit off their Rock and Roll Over album, because it crossed over into pop music. They could play it. They didn't play it just on rock stations. They played it on everything.
Yeah. It was kind of, what was it? It was supposed to be like Rod Stewart or something, I think.
Yeah, exactly. It was very Rod Stewart-y.
Oh my gosh. Shock me, yeah.
Hey,
I have some bucket list stuff. I want to see Kansas and Boston, and I want to see Boston and Kansas.
There you go.
Hey, so this is going to come as a shock to everybody, but we have gone off the rails on our subject.
No, we're staying taboo.
It's a crazy thing to happen for the bros, because we're really right on point all the time. But I can bring it around really quick, since we were talking about Kiss and Howard the Duck. Look at this page from Howard the Duck.
Okay.
Oh, I know what you're going to show.
There it goes.
I know.
Booty.
Oh
yeah.
The black and white magazines, like he was involved with that Beverly, the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold
Didn't Golden
Michael
do
Golden?
some Howard?
Yeah,
I was
Golden.
going to say, is that a
did
golden page, or is that somebody
that
else?
is a golden page. He did some of that.
It's gray tones and stuff.
That's a pretty big image. So if you click on
I clicked
view,
on the image. I don't know why it's not.
Click on visit. Click on visit.
Visit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you click on where it says visit.
that'll take you to the site, and then you can probably click on it.
Yeah.
I'm in the site.
No, click on visit.
I did. I'm in the site.
Oh, it opened in another window.
Yeah, it opened
You're
in
gonna
another window.
Yeah,
All right,
so you're gonna have
let me
to close
stop.
it, and then share the big window one.
Yeah.
Because
Now
we
I've
need to
got
see
dust
that
in the
booty.
wind in my fucking head, dude.
Dust
When I close
in
my
the wind.
Your Kansas song I got stuck in my head is "Point of No Return." I said,
But
What
get
about
this,
Toto?
Graham. I saw Kansas with Thin Lizzy opening.
Oh,
did
Thin
you really?
Lizzy.
Wow.
Yeah, the
There we
Jailbreak
go.
album.
I
Oh,
went
back
to the
in town.
record store this weekend and bought some
Oh.
Ambrosia and some America.
America, yeah. good
America's fucking awesome.
stuff.
Yeah, that's good, dude. That silhouette in the drapery is really nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You
Little
think
Is that
that's golden?
golden? Is that golden?
That doesn't look like golden to me.
No.
The duck does, but
Does
I don't
the guy
think it
give
is.
credit
It'll
down
say
below?
if you scroll
No, that's
down. it'll
Colon.
say,
That's Gene Colon.
Oh,
That's
it's
Gene Colon.
Infantino.
Oh,
wait,
is it?
No. Oh, it's Colon.
no.
It is Colon.
Yeah,
Colon.
yeah,
Yeah, it's Colon.
With the shadows and stuff, yeah, I could see.
Oh, it's Klaus
Colin.
Janson inking.
Oh, Klaus did the gray tones too. Then nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Andy, that Klaus
I get
inking
a
you, what a
little
dream, dude.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Beauty.
I will hang on to that forever.
yeah. Every
Ever
once in a
and
while,
ever.
you get in those modes where you just like, I hate somebody's career, right? And when you posted it, I was like, I hate you, Andy. You
Ah.
got
The one,
you got
the one
Klaus
time
Janson
Klaus
to eat
inked me.
Hey, do you guys
Hey.
didn't you guys know, Graham, maybe that if those Marvel black and white magazines, if they paid more than the comic book rate these guys were getting?
I don't know.
I
I
don't.
wonder if they did.
I don't know.
They definitely sold, like the cover price was higher, you know.
And the art was bigger, and they had to do more work on it with the gray tones.
Yeah,
I
they
would
might
think.
have. Yeah.
Just ask Bob McLeod. Shoot him a message. He'll tell you.
Yeah. He's not answering my calls.
Hmm.
Do you guys want to give a quick plug of our projects? I know
Yeah.
we got
Let's
some
do it.
stuff here.
Sure.
So starting with Andy Smith, what do you got for us, Mr. Core Draft?
What do I have? Well, that's just it. I have Core Draft: The Reckoning, working on page. I misspoke last night. I'm working on page 39 now. I thought I finished 38.
He's making
yesterday.
stuff up.
So
I
now
like
I'm
the
working
one
on
that
page
you
39.
posted. I like the one you recently posted with a very familiar face.
With Graham.
Yeah.
Oh, Graham, yeah.
No glasses, Graham. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and work everybody in. It's just tough. There's one panel I was trying to work us in, and I'm like, we're all bald except for Art. It's like bald guys with goatees. So
I know.
So I got to be sporadic about it. But yeah, Core Draft is coming along nicely. Go check it out. You can also go to coredraft.com to check it out as well. 76 pages of barbarian badassery. So
Hell yeah.
Barbarian badassery.
yeah,
I like badass.
alliteration.
Mm-hmm. Like it.
All right. Who's next?
Boom.
I'm next.
Boom.
Working
Boom,
on Black
baby.
Flag. I'm in the sequence where I get to kill Heel versus Babyface in his apartment with the big giant monster, and we get introduced to the next iteration of Black Flag's transformation into these things called Alpha Bots, which you saw a little bit of when you saw Geisha's costume transform. Everybody gets their transforming suit, and we're going to see some giant robot versus giant monster stuff. That's the sequencing I'm getting into right now. So
Very cool.
they're a bitch though. Like that's the thing is like Akira, Matsu, Otomo level type of detail. So it's no time to shave. Let's just put it that
That's
way.
right.
No, I mean the stuff you posted a while back, it was gorgeous. So
Thank you.
I can't wait to see it.
Well, I'm going to be posting some new stuff really soon. It's just about picking the moments because Art, you're one of the few people that knows some of the secrets behind the book. So it's a very delicate situation where I can't just show stuff.
Yeah, it gets way too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird because you draw this stuff and you're kind of working in a vacuum and you just want to show it off, as you're working on it.
Yeah.
And then there's that little voice that says, "Don't do it yet. Don't do it
Yeah.
yet."
Don't do it,
Well,
man.
and I want to thank.
Page is the greatest page. Each new page, and you got to show it.
Oh no, that's the thing is you want to make every page the greatest page. But I just want to thank people that have been there putting positive comments on the campaign, and that stuff really fuels the fire. So my gratitude to you guys. Thank you.
Yes, it's going to be worth the wait, man. I can't wait to see it. So the man called Lopez, what do you got?
Well, I got a thing called Wraith of God Bloodhunters. And the cool thing about Wraith of God Bloodhunters is it's a 51-page Wraith of God story. But then there's also this backup story of Garbage Man and zombies out in the woods. And so I stopped working on Wraith of God for about a week and a half or so and did 3 pages of Garbage Man. So Dan Lawless, who's coloring the Garbage Man story, could get some pages done because he's been bugging me. And so now I'm back on Wraith. I'm inking page 31 on Wraith of God out of 51. And I've got 5 pages of Garbage Man done. I've got 8 pages of Kit Carter done, which puts me ahead of Andy, actually.
Hell yeah, it does.
Hey,
Good Lord.
is this like a love letter to Bernie?
Yes.
That is,
I mean, this is so lush. Gorgeous stuff, man.
The Garbage Man, for some reason, just brings out the best in me. I think the stuff I did for DC, the Garbage Man stuff I did for DC is the best stuff I've ever done. And now I'm looking at this Garbage Man, the first 5 pages, and thinking, this might be the best stuff I've ever done. It's just really weird.
It definitely is. I love your Planet Hulk stuff. I never saw your DC stuff, but that was a Marvel guy. Your Planet Hulk stuff was excellent, but this is definitely heads and tails above.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Aaron, do you like organics, like outdoor stuff? I mean,
yes,
you just excel at it, man.
Yeah, jungles and the woods and everything like that is just because it's kind of like you can just it's so to me, it's so effortless to go in there and kind of noodle that stuff up, and it comes out and you look at it and go, wow, look at all the detail and stuff, but it really wasn't laborious at all to do it. Even though
there's a level of atmospheric perspective happening in that last panel. Like you can tell that cabin is way down that gulch, like you feel the depth, and that's not easy to do.
Thank you.
Well, for the kids at home that are listening, that last panel, solid blacks in the foreground. You got kind of like a hatch, like middle tone in the midground, and then you kind of open it up. The building, the house in the background, and then also your line weights are reflecting that. So you got your character on the ridge there with a thicker line weights, and the building in the background with thinner. I mean, this is the perfect textbook, way to do it right here, and you make it look easy. I mean, it's not.
It does. I mean, you could tell he's up on a hill, coming down. Yeah. It's incredible.
Well, thank you, guys.
I love the crosshatching that you're doing in this stuff.
I dare say Aaron's artwork is garbage.
Man.
I'd go there. Man. Yeah, he's go, that's garbage,
man.
Yeah.
Hey, the Fabulous Freak Brothers. That's garbage.
Hey,
man.
Graham.
Man.
Yeah. You dropped out the man. Yeah, you got to make sure that's in there. You
Yeah,
can't just say
true.
it's garbage.
Yeah, it becomes a whole different thing.
Yeah. I don't want to criticize you, but yeah.
It's like Bill Burr. He did this whole routine about how he says, "Do you ever notice how when blacks swear, they use the race term first and then the swear word, and whites do it the completely different way, and we get fired from our jobs? For example, a black guy will say, 'That Asian motherfucker came at me,' and then I said, 'That motherfucking Asian came at me,' and I lose my job." I said the same thing.
I have seen that bit. It's
That
hilarious.
is so funny.
That guy
Oh, my
is
God.
hilarious, man. Do you listen to his podcast?
No, I've never listened
No.
to the podcast.
It's good stuff, man. It's him and his wife. Like, she'll come in every once in a while. It's just like stuff that we do. So he's just, he's at home and he's just got, he's just recording himself. And so
Yep.
sometimes his wife will come in and things like that. And it's absolutely funny because she's pretty funny as well. So to hear those two go at each other is hilarious. So we got, wait, it just went away. Graham, you're,
Oh, hold on. Let me do it again.
I was just about to click on it and it disappeared.
Me. Okay. There we go.
All right.
All right. So I got two things going right now. One is
Yeah.
let me start with this one. This is the Ghost of Matakumba Key. It's black and white page right here. It's out to be colored right now. That campaign is live. We'll fulfill that in August. I'm working on just finished page 18. So I'm moving along pretty good. I'm catching up to Andy. And then the other thing is March 1st, a week from tomorrow, I'll be launching Joe Frankenstein Part 1 that I wrote with my buddy Chuck Dixon. And this is collecting the first 2 issues of Joe Frankenstein. We're going to do a part 2. It's going to collect the other 2. It's got extra goodies in it, and it's setting everything up because Ghost of Matakumba Key is connecting all the Nolanverse books, even the stuff that I hadn't published yet under Compass Comics. So Monster Island, which will be published under Compass Comics again. Joe Frankenstein for the first time will be published under Compass Comics. And then there'll be new Joe stuff after Ghosts comes out. So all that stuff is tying in together, and they're all getting set up in the Ghost of Matakumba Key. But you can sign up right now for Joe Frankenstein on Indiegogo. And this is a 30-day campaign. There's no in-demand. There's no stretch.
Holy smokes.
Everything comes with it. So you're getting the bookmark, you're getting the trading card, you're getting the upgraded paper, you're getting the spot UV right off the bat. But it's only going to be up for 30 days. So you can't him and haw. You got to get on it and jump on it quick.
Yeah, doing a John Malin. Yeah.
And
you know what? Like,
it's going to fulfill quick. This will be fulfilling no later than June, possibly.
Holy
soon.
smokes.
Yeah.
I love the color over your work, but man, the black and white stuff is fantastic. I saw this color in black and white, and we all need to just publish black and white versions of our stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
look at
that's
this.
cool.
See, this
That
is
last
live.
panel, Graham, the perspective in that last panel, that's a great shot right there. The guy lighting up in the foreground.
Oh, this one here.
Second to the left.
Yeah.
Second to last panel. Okay.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, the second to last panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And waves like that, that's not easy to do. You get the right amount of detail, and you start moving the detail in its more simplicity as it goes back onto the horizon. It's good stuff.
I just see a girl, man. What are you guys talking about? Water and dudes, man.
Well, yeah, I've been desensitized. We've had too much.
Yeah,
It's true.
we have been.
After the era, this is nothing.
Yeah. We got a whole marinara sauce.
Marinara smeared all over Graham Nolan's
Oh
Matakumba
my
Key.
God.
There is, I am publishing a black and white edition of the Ghost of Matakumba Key where there's no color. It's exactly like this. It's the gray tones, this black and white, and the cover's black and white. It's black and white all the way
Nice.
throughout.
Cool. Yeah.
So you can see it in its raw, original look.
Black and white and red all over.
Yeah, I got
Oh,
people
yeah.
when I post black and white artwork. They go, you have to do a black and white and black and white. So if I do a second chance, once I close out this and kind of start fulfilling, I'll start thinking about that.
Definitely, you got to do that.
Yeah, look at this. This is great, man.
Great.
So how's the colorist working with the gray tones like that you throw in there?
I put them on a separate layer. I have the gray tones done on a separate layer, and then the floral patterns done on a separate layer too, so that he can use those as either templates or just you can throw the color over a flat color over it, and then it'll be darkened by the gray tones.
Are you
Or you could
mainly
use it
doing
to
that
knock it out, right?
Yes.
Good, yeah. Are you mainly doing that to key the colorist into specific lighting?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just it's easier to do that, to control the form, the shapes of the shapes and forms of people and lighting effects, all that kind of stuff.
I'm just such a geek. Like that shadow in that first panel on her leg.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I mean, it's subtle, but it really recesses. It makes it look like the shadows cast from the side of the boat, and it's just great.
There's so much room for word balloons.
Just think of everything you could say on this page.
Oh, I'm saying a lot.
There's a lot.
There's a lot to say.
I like that Graham's got everything that he loves. Fishing and hot ladies.
Yeah, and cigars.
And cigars.
All
right.
I think this is a little bit more projection than I thought.
What about you, RT Bear?
Oh, I have to say something. I was on a live stream with Ethan Van Sciver, and I think you were showing off those pages with Arrow and myself in it. And, And Ethan's like, you drew art a little fatter than he really is.
Oh.
I go, I don't mind. I'm still flattered. Yeah, it's all good.
He's filling up on that Texas barbecue.
We should have seen the voice he was giving you, though.
Oh yeah.
It's like, that's not Art's voice. Come on.
That's not Art's voice. He never talked like that.
He's not that high.
He's not that high. Not anymore. There was a time. So yeah, this is. Yeah, I'm getting into the 40s and 50s now in the book, so it's getting good. You guys getting some action going.
Wow,
nice work, Art.
Man. The textures.
Yeah.
That fourth panel, man. The one below Whitney doing her thing. I
love. Is that just white out? You're smearing around up there for that.
It's like fingerprinting and spattering, and then I go in like digitally, and I use like a texture brush over it. I change the opacity, so it's almost transparent.
Okay.
So it's sort of tradigital.
Yeah. I was working with people at DC that were working all digital, and so they were doing these effects, and I was like, because they go, well, just send it back and I'll do the effects. And I'm like, no, the original is the original. You know what I mean? Like I want it all to be there. So I kind of figured out how to do a lot of it practical.
Kind of back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about the printed piece.
Yep. And so then here is, I think this is the next page. This is 48. So we're ramping it up.
Beautiful looking book, man. What a beautiful looking book.
Thanks.
Yeah.
She's not happy here. And
how many pages is it going to be? You're on page 48 there.
Yeah, it's a 64 page.
Look at the depth on that last panel too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting there. It's getting there, you guys.
Wait, see, this is one of those ones I wouldn't share because she's taking a hit back there, dude.
They're getting their ass kicked throughout this book. So this is
but like that's I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't have.
These aren't that
They're
much.
not spoilers. They're not spoilers. Okay.
Yeah. Not yet. Yeah. So I like creating all these like robots and guns and stuff like that.
Yeah, almost on top.
I know. I'm to the point in all my stories. Like I can't show any more Garbage Man pages. I can't show any more Wraith pages because it's spoiler alert on every single page, And so it's like
just show a panel.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Your readers deserve it, man. They need to know what's going on. The thing is, though, I mean, still going to have color, word balloons and everything. So this is just kind of still part of the process. But I want to thank everybody for Back in Black and White and everybody being so patient with the amount of time that it's taken me. I think next month is my deadline. So I think it's going to go a little bit beyond that, especially with how much time it takes to print the books and everything. So I do appreciate you guys allowing me the time to do what I think is the best work of my career. So I do appreciate that. I appreciate CG. Thank you so much, Lopez. What is this, Andy? You want me to share this?
Oh, everybody's showing art, so I figure I might as well. So this is one of the latest pages.
Oh, is that
Look at that handsome
Graham
dude.
Nolan?
Look at that handsome guy in the second panel.
Does he get hacked
the
up?
lovebirds?
Or is
The
that a spoiler?
lovebirds have returned.
Does he get gutted?
Yeah,
No,
or is that a
he doesn't.
spoiler?
He doesn't.
Oh,
No.
Why is everybody disappointed?
I know.
I want to see some bloodletting.
I want to see some hacking and slashing.
Some
Oh,
horsies.
So
Fun.
good, man. That middle panel there, the depth, that's not easy.
Yeah,
to do.
perspective on that's great. That's a tough shot. That's
Yeah,
really
those horses
amazing.
are drawn really well. I never want to do anything with horses. I see you guys drawing, you and Aaron drawing horses. I don't want to do that. Those are tough.
Yeah, it gets easier. They're getting easier.
Yeah, I think I'd always be tempted to go like bust out the Frazetta reference and always draw like the most dynamic horses you could possibly get, and then they would just like basically become the show. It'd be the book of the Frazetta horses. And
Randy Howell wants me to show the one taboo page in the book.
Are you gonna do it?
What do you got? Sauce on there? You got a little
Stop
sauce
sharing
in the
my
book?
screen real fast so I can, because I got to close this window.
Okay.
Hold
Uh-oh.
on.
Peer pressure from Randy
Here it
Howell.
comes.
Naughty, naughty.
We're gonna see some.
How does he know?
Yeah, how does he
I've
know?
showed it on my channel.
Oh,
Ah,
All right, I've got it. Hold on, I've got it censored anyhow. But go ahead.
censored.
Oh,
I don't
Andy.
see it.
Oh wait, I got to share the screen again. Sorry.
Yeah, boomer.
I
Any
don't
chance
know
I
that.
can call somebody a boomer, I take
Yeah.
great pride in it. Glee. Wait a minute. This color page?
Yeah, you can show it.
Are you sure you want to show this off?
I already have it on my channel. So.
Boom.
Oh, what the?
Hey,
Wow.
now.
Bow, bow.
I'm gonna need
Wowzers.
2 copies of this book.
It's after a long, no pun intended, hard day of out doing
Slaughtering.
stuff, you just gotta relax with your lady. So
Hey, it's Andy Manera.
Andy Manera. I like how neatly the clothes are kind of stacked on the side there.
yeah, it's a small tent, so they gotta play stuff carefully. So
Yeah. He's got that axe very close, just in case things get out of control.
that's right, in case anything gets out of control.
Yeah.
So
Look at Andy working blue.
there you go. Hey, I did do a job for Penthouse back in the day, so it's not the
Andy
first
working blue.
That's
That
the
is
truth.
that is gorgeous, man. That's going to be a great looking
That's
book,
nice.
man. Cordraft, the most metal book CG has right now.
That's right.
All right.
There you
Well,
go.
I want to thank everybody for hanging out with the bros tonight. We did miss the teen sensation tonight, so
He can't
hopefully
grow a
have-
beard. That's why.
Is that it?
time. Probably.
Yeah, he's ashamed. He's a hairless
The
one.
beard professionals.
The
Just for
beard
tonight, the beard
professionals.
professionals.
The one thing we all have in common, except for little Billy. Well, if you're going to be a teen sensation, you got to be pretty,
Yeah, you have to be
smooth.
clean shaven if you're
Yeah.
Clean
because
sensation.
The young girls don't like, the hairy guys.
That's true.
That's right.
But thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Hopefully we entertained you and rocked your socks off for the last 2 hours or so. Go back all these books. They're brilliant, man. I think we're all doing the best work of our career. And also we all have YouTube channels. So The Professionals is a rotating show. And every week we have a different host. So who's got it next?
Billy is
Billy
next
does.
week.
I hope he's there for that.
can make it. Yeah, that'd be good if he could make it.
Yeah, poor Billy. We pick on him all the time. Well, he's a liar. He's a self
We know he's a liar.
He's a liar.
Self-confessed liar, right?
Yeah. But we had a great time. Hopefully you guys did too. And we will see you next week. So take care all. Be good to each other. And we'll see you soon.